Now, a man from Devon has set out on a unique 700-mile challenge under his own steam on both land and water. Alastair Cope from Seaton will cycle and canoe from Edinburgh to Exmouth to raise money for local charities. His canoe has been specially made from flax. The challenge will see him pass through more than 100 locks over the next month, and we'll be checking on his progress as the weeks go by. Well, I spoke to Alastair earlier this evening about day one of his extraordinary journey. Alastair, thank you very much indeed for joining us on The Late Show. It's great to have your company. Well, whereabouts, first and foremost, are you?
That's a good question, actually. I've just pulled up onto I just asked this chap called Billy, somewhere in Scotland, if I can just put my tent on this bit of grass. So I'm somewhere near Berwick-upon-Tweed, just to the north of Berwick-upon-Tweed, and on the coastline. It's been a slightly epic day, my first day, if I can say.
Now, you started off in Edinburgh, is that right?
Yeah, I did. Started in Edinburgh. I'm about 52 miles away from there. So, in fact, the day was going pretty good. In fact, really well. I had a lovely start, and someone joined me from Edinburgh, and who's connected to someone in Devon. It's all very, very Devon connected, actually. And they rode with me for a bit, had a coffee. It was all going great. And then a little bit of my bike, which is fairly essential, broke. In fact, one of those rare bits that I can't actually mend. And my day changed. But it's all good. It's all good. We're getting there. It's nice to have these challenges.
Has it all been sorted then, the bit that broke?
No, Rick. Not yet. At the moment, if you could see it, it's tied up with cable ties, bits of string, anything I can do to just try and... I can't cycle up hills with it, there's too much strain on it, but I can cycle on the flat, and I can cycle downhill, but there's the free wheel, what's called the free wheel unit, is gone, so I can't put too much pressure on it, and it's like having a fixed wheel bike at the moment, but that's the benefits. So, but it's okay. I'm going to get there. I've only got about 6 miles or so to get to Berwick, so there's a bit more pushing, and I'll be there. There's a bike shop that I've spoken to, and they sound very helpful.
Well, that's my next question sorted then. So once you get to Berwick, you'll get the bike done. Now, let's talk about this whole thing, because you have a bike and you have a canoe.
I do, yeah.
So, is it? What would you call it? A bi-canoe? What would you call it?
Well, the kind of name I've given it, which we're kind of latched onto, is Papete, which is pedal and paddle, Edinburgh to Exmouth. So we've got a website on that, which seems to get a lot of interest. There's no kind of generic name. As far as I know, something quite like this has never been done before. I think people have towed canoes short distances at home just to get to the canal or river, but to do an actual journey like this, and it's a very conventional bike. It's a Pashley bicycle, which is a beautiful English-made bicycle. Which they very, very kindly donated to this, that we're going to auction off at the end. So that's going to be sad to see that go. But that's for the charities, which is great. And the canoe is very traditional, which is made by a company called Flaxland, where it is made out of flax. It's literally grown. You've grown a canoe, so it's a kind of woven material, and it's all wood. It looks beautiful, actually. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Not good radio. I'm sorry, Rick.
No, gosh, no. It's a fantastic description. There may be a reason, of course, that this not been done before. Have people said that to you?
Yes, I know. I'm getting some very strange looks, I must admit. And it's quite strange. You're cycling along, and I've got the canoe, and I've got the Devon flag flying, which is great. And people are just applauding as I'm going along. It's either that based on my level of insanity, or just that it looks amusing. I don't know yet.
Marvellous. Are you quite happy for people to think you're slightly bonkers?
Well, if it gets... There's a good thing about this. The more attention... In fact, it's interesting today that because it's gone wrong, there's been an awful lot on Twitter and things like that, and social media, and that's great for the charities, because the more interest we get that way, the greater we raise their profile, the more people donate. So... if anything that raises the profile and draws attention, I'm happy with, in that sense. And if it's at my expense, so be it.
So did you just wake up one day and say, do you know what, I want to go from Edinburgh to Exmouth, but I'm not going to do it on the train or via a car or via an airplane. I'm going to do it this way. How on earth did you come up with this?
Yeah, that's nicely put. Well, I was cycling. I was going from John O'Groats to Land's End, actually, a few years ago. And... I thought, there's a lot of water in this country, and I like canoeing. I love cycling; it's my life. And I thought, well, why not combine them? But that was a good few years ago, and it's just, and then I started talking to someone else that makes canoes, and bit by bit the project's come together. We've been working on this about 2 years, just trying to get it right. based on today, maybe we haven't, but it's the principle is good and it works, and I'm just now going to prove it. I hope.
Fantastic. And do you have a full-time job? What is the situation? Do you have to get time off?
Well, I have. Well, I basically run a business which is to do with cycling, and I try and base most of it in Devon. I've got a lot of projects that I work on and have done over the years in Devon. One which is something called Velo Vintage, which we based down in Exeter. We've had 3 of those events. Which is a very relaxed form of cycling, but anything to get people on their bikes and up to cycling, and I'll get involved with it, whatever it may be. So, cycling is very much my life, and I can't scrape a living that way if I can. But this is just a kind of additional thing which I just wanted to do for some charities.
Now, let's talk about the charities, because this is the important bit of it. So, what charities and why are you doing it?
Right. The one that's not local is a charity called Blesma, which is for members of the armed services that have had an amputation of some kind. It could be multiple. And I did some work for them last year on something called the Soldier Ride. And I was just so moved by that situation, what these guys can do. There's one guy there, he's only got one complete limb, actually, just one arm. And he was still on a hand-crank bike cycling miles. So that's the 10% going to that charity, because I just want to help those guys a bit. But I really want to work very much with local charities. One is the Exeter Royal Academy for Deaf Education, and they're moving premises in Exeter, and it's a fantastic new venture. And I've got a friend of mine who works there, and we got talking. I said, right, if I can help support that and again raise the profile, then it seemed a great project to be part of. 45% of the fundraiser going there, and then another 45% to Headway Devon that I've helped out in the past. Again, another great charity that I don't think gets noticed enough, and very, very personally related, because my sister had a very serious head injury many years ago. I never quite recovered really, and actually things caught up with her this year. And anyway, she died in May, so it's all very personal, this one. So there's the 45% is going there, and that's it's quite interesting how that's affecting me this.
That's fair enough. Okay, well, we can understand it would affect you, of course. You have to sort of eat and drink and stuff on this. So, how are you doing that? Are you relying on people, or have you got that sorted out? What's happening?
I'm certainly not going to turn any offers down if any come my way. But effectively, I'm camping. So I've got a small tent, I've got a little stove, and pots and pans, and I'm buying stuff as I go along. So I'm literally just about to put my tent up now. Just open it up, and that'll be going up shortly. And I'll get a meal on. So I'm trying to keep it as tight as I can, really. So, I'm very, very self-sufficient. But if someone wants to offer me a piece of cake and a cup of tea, I will say yes.
Well, typical cyclist. Piece of cake, that'll do nicely.
That's so true.
Yeah. The weather over the weekend is not going to be great, I don't think. So are you well prepared for that?
Yeah, I'm well used to, because my background and all sorts of things, I used to do a lot of guiding on Dartmoor, so I'm used to kind of getting damp at times. So, so I'm well kitted out for all kind of weathers, and I'm expecting all of them to kind of arrive, probably in one day, actually.
Yeah.
But, that'll be fine. I'll just get on with it, really.
Well, brilliant. What we'd like to do, of course, is, I think this is, you're due back on the 16th at Exmouth, is that right? 16th of September?
On the 14th, yeah. The 14th of September, yeah. All being well. That's all. By hook or by crook, I will be there.
Yeah.
I will be there on that regardless, because we want to make that Saturday a big day. So that's when I'm due back, and yes, I've got about a month to go, which is slightly shocking when you say that. About a month to get down, because all of it's on the canals, and paddling this canoe is very slow indeed.
Well, what a fantastic venture. I'll ask you for the websites in a moment, if I might.
Yep, okay.
But what we'd also like to do, of course, is once a week check in with you, see where you are. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love that. That'd be really good.
Okay, well, give us your websites then. Let's. This is an extraordinary thing that you're doing. So you're doing it for very good reason. So if you can fire away with the websites.
Yep, thanks. It's Papete is what we've called it. PAPETE. .co.uk. So papete.co.uk. And there's a bit about what I'm doing. We're going to try and get a diary up and running as and when I can get onto the internet. And there's donation buttons all over the website, so it's easy to donate.
And I suppose now with the miracles of modern telephones, you don't need to take masses of computer technology with you. You can sort of upload wherever you are, can't you?
Well, I can. That said, I have got massive technology with them. I've got solar panels and laptops, and all those kind of things, so I can keep in touch, because it's a very visual thing what I'm doing, and I'm hoping just the more I can get it out there, particularly on the social media, then the more I'm hoping that funds will come in for the charities. So I've got far too many gizmos probably with me, but yeah, they're all here.
And are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am. Yes, that's Velo Ventures.
Velo Ventures.
Yes, all one word.
Lovely.
Velo Ventures. I think you might be able to find my name as well.
So if you just put www. in there and
Yep.
Papete, is that right?
That's right, Papete, Papete.
And all the links are on there.
.co.uk. Oh yes, all the links are on there. That's a good point.
Fantastic. Well, look, first and foremost, take care out there, will you?
Yeah, thanks, Vic.
And if we check in with you, say, next Friday again, is that okay with you?
That'd be great. I really look forward to it.
Where would you be? Somewhere around Stoke-on-Trent, something like that?
I should know that, shouldn't I? I don't know. I don't know, actually. I'm so tired tonight. I'm not too sure where I'm going to be. I've got a piece of paper that will tell me, but at the moment I'm beyond that, I'm afraid now.
Listen, if you've done 50-odd miles today, that's pretty good, because you weren't supposed to start till tomorrow, were you?
No, I know. That's the good thing. That's the thing I'm very counting on, because I know I'm going to lose probably half a day now getting the back wheel rebuilt. But I didn't expect to be walking so many. But it's okay. I'm ahead. That's the way to look at it. I'm a day ahead. So I'm counting my blessings.
Excellent. And I'm sure Berwick-on-Tweed is very nice. That's in England, though, isn't it? So you are across the border now, I think, aren't you?
I'm pretty. If I'm not, I must be pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure across yet, but I must be right on the cusp.
Because Berwick, of course, who play in the Scottish League, are English, as is we. No.
I'm finding the Devon flags, and I've had a lot of people asking about that, actually.
Well, that's fantastic, yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what nationality I am at the moment. I'm just home from Devon.
Brilliant. Well, Alistair, thank you very much. We'll check in with you in a week's time.
Thanks, Vic. Okay, take care of yourself.
Alistair Cope, what an extraordinary thing that he's doing. From Edinburgh to Exmouth by cycle and canoe. And you can follow him on the website if you want to. And there'll be all diary stuff on there. There's links to the charities doing it for and everything. www.papete, which is Papete, papete.co.uk. Or if you want to follow Alistair on Twitter, you can do that at Velo Ventures, all one word, VELO Ventures, all one word. Extraordinary stuff. So thank you very much indeed to Alistair. We'll speak to him in a week's time and find out just exactly where he's made it to.